Hi Dan, this is Daniel from Josh and Danny SEO. So I know Joshua spoke with West earlier today, giving us permission to send this out. Hopefully this is insightful. If not, that's all right. So right off the bat, let's take a look at your website title outlet of Caldwell. Home, our company products with a drop-down menu, which is good. And even better, actually, this is done really well. Good for you. Blog, I don't care much for blogs because I find they muddle keywords, but I'll get to that in a minute. Fulfilling all your flooring and cabinet countertop needs in one convenient location. Flooring, countertop, sinks, cabinets, excellent. And again, it is a drop-down menu, so I'm very impressed with that. Email, name, phone, zip, schedule a consultation. Excellent, excellent, excellent. About us, our product and services. Okay, so far you're doing really well. Only thing you're not doing is talking a little bit more about what it is you're offering. Like if you're talking about, uh, countertops, like talk about it, because that'll allow you to get a lot more keywords in there. But let's just go to the back end. Jump right into it. Let me show you what's going on. So a UR rating is how strong your website is. DR rating is how much Google likes you. All of those you want in the 30s and 40s, with a ratio of 1 to 1. Now, the way it gets up there is with backlinks. Now you have about 1,000 backlinks, and a backlink is where you have your website link somewhere else where somebody can click on it. Referring domain is when it returns to you. Now you have not the greatest ratio to there. It's actually, if you look closely, it's about 1%. You have 39 referring domains, but actually only 12 do follows. So a lot of those, the reason why you're not even close as a ratio of 1 to 1 is because a lot of those backlinks can be spam, and a lot of backlinks can be spam. You want to be careful of the ones you get. It's quality over quantity. But finally, and here's what I'm really impressed about, is you have 135 different organic keywords, which means you have 135 different variations of what somebody can put into Google to find you. Now, what you want is two things. You want a keyword, and most of these, see, products, sinks, you want them to be very much on a location and service specific idea, because if they're not, then anyone in the world can type any of these stuff in. So that's where I'm kind of getting at. So you are pulling in a little bit of volume. Caldwell flooring is probably the best keyword you can have right here. 60 people a month search for, you're not getting anyone because you're on your number 19. Now, rule of thumb is when you're in number 1, 2, or 3rd position in Google, you will get anywhere from 10 to 20%. So essentially 6 to 12 people a month through just that keyword. Um, but nothing else that I'm seeing here within your first keywords dun, 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 is having anything to do with, except for the hardware still Cardwell, Idaho, good, 20. You're not getting anyone because you're number 34. Granite tile countertops. Okay, so I'm not seeing that trend. You definitely, like I said, you want something like this. Flooring Caldwell, Idaho. Because again, this is going to be location and service specific, so that everyone can be, not everyone can be found, but it basically limits what you're searching for. If I'm looking to get very specific on what I'm trying to find, that's what I'll do. I'll get specific. I'll specify location. I'll specify what it is I'm looking for. So yeah, there are ways to get even more general, not general, more specific than that. But here you have your GMB, Google My Business Profile. It is very important to have yourself in here, because about 30 to 40% of all people will go and click on this one. Now, it may be that this area isn't the biggest location. Maybe there's maybe Caldwell, is kind of small, and maybe we should go for Boise instead. But that's something that, we can always talk about later. But energy, as you can see, is number 1 over here. And then when we scroll down, energy is again number 1. So they're doing something to make themselves stay on top. What is it? Let's find out first off how they look. So right off the bat, they have their number over here. Is a click to call. Excellent. They have their location, products, services, reviews, finance, inspiration, about us, and contact us. But you notice how all of this is a drop-down menu with secondary menus in here as well, which is exactly what you always want. Even you can search for if you want. Looking for new floors in Caldwell ID area, shop us. By the way, this itself is even new floors is a keyword right there. Luxury vinyl, carpet, hardwood. Problem is, like I said, they're not talking about it, so I don't like that. Family owned and operated, cool. Why you should choose us? Not bad. Reviews. Request a free estimate. Good, that's star, not this one. I don't like addresses being starred because a lot of people don't want to talk about it. So, okay, they're doing a good job. Only thing I would say is that they're not talking about it, and you want to have your table of content. It is down here. Never mind, they're good. Only thing is, like I said, they are not talking about what it is they're offering, and that is a big problem. So let's move on to their backend, see what they're doing. So you already had a better UR rating and a better DR rating, but again, they're number 1, and it has nothing to do with, they all work together, right? So they have keywords, and they're ranking for them versus the keywords you were ranking for. So they have 47 backlinks, 23 referring domains. It's a smaller ratio. They're closer to, there's not a lot of them, but again, quality. But let me show you what their keywords are. And again, let's try again. Okay. So Caldwell Flooring, same as you, 60. They're getting 5 because they're in position number 4. So they're getting a little less than 10%. I don't know what that is, but notice how a lot of these are like not what you want. They're like almost blog idea. That is a huge problem. Prescott Oak, laminate flooring. Again, don't care about that. Yet they are bringing in traffic for Caldwell Flooring, which is almost a variation of what I put in. So no traffic. They're getting some traffic every here and there, but not the right type of traffic. And they lost a whole bunch of stuff, which is fine. Maybe guess they stopped doing Shaw Lavish Living and Chocolate Carpet. All right. And it could be this area is just so small that we can't really get an accurate reading out of this. Um, so here's what I'm going to say. You want your top words to just simply be, if you look at like, I don't even want to, like in the painting business, like CertaPro and all those, they have very specific keywords that they put for each backend location page, and they are all tied to the location of the service. So that's exactly what you want to do. So if you're going to go into, if you're going to try and boost yourself up, one is you got to find out exactly what keywords you want, right? Make it, if it's around Caldwell, sure. But if you go to multiple different locations, or let's say you only have a store in Caldwell, then yes, that will be about Caldwell. But if you offer like to drive up to somebody's house and you're servicing multiple locations, that would be another way to do it. Being very clear about your services is another idea as well that you want to get into. And then finally, getting the right kind of organic keywords in there. And again, you may have them. I'm just not scrolling through all 135 to find out if you do or don't. And you might. And then finally, from there, it would be getting a better backlink profile to help rank you. But I think step number 1 would just be about structure and then keywords, and you should be fine. Well, that's all I got. If you do have any questions for me, let me know, Dan. Other than that, you have a good one.